Kia ora everyone, my name's Laura Langman. My nickname is Laws and I play mid-court for the Silver Ferns. I was named in the Silver Ferns squad in 7th form at high school and then I debuted for the Silver Ferns in 2005, so I've been around a wee while. I just played school netball and then I made franchise netball and then just kept playing, and before I knew it I was named in the squad, and a few years later, after more experience, I was named in the team. I'd been in the squad for a couple of years and we were actually out shopping at supermarket shopping with Mum. She just picked us up from trials and her phone in her bag rang and it was Ruth, and I thought Ruth was ringing Mum to tell her how disastrous I was at trials, but it was the opposite. She was ringing to tell Mum that I had made the side. So at that point in time I was amazed, I couldn't believe it, and I remember words that Belinda Collins said to me in my first ever Silver Fern camp was, "That was the easy bit, now the hard graft comes," and it definitely is true, but it certainly is a moment that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. Oh, 16, I was in the Waikato Bay of Plenty National Bank side at the time, and I think it was my first year in the side. I love competition and I like the feeling of winning, and being involved with such incredible environment as the Silver Ferns and also our franchise side, and you get to meet so many fantastic athletes if you get the opportunity to go to a World Cup or a Commonwealth Games, and you play amongst some of the best in the sport, so it's a phenomenal position to be in. No, I study. I'm just about to graduate, which is exciting because it's been a long time coming. And so looking to pursue a job in the accounting field at a later date. Watch this space. Hopefully I'd have a job, a full-time job, but I'd like to think I'd be pursuing another sport, maybe squash or who knows. I enjoy rooming with everyone. I enjoy rooming with the movie buffs of the team, and then you've got your Starbucks buddies that are quite good to room with, but we're really fortunate in the Silver Fern environment. We have a fantastic group of girls and it's never a problem to room with anyone. I'd say Kate has a few quirky habits. She likes to have the volume on an even number and she likes to sit in the front seat in the van. And then you've got Pole, who's a little bit of a character before we run out on court. So we're all kind of jokers and characters in our own right, but those two definitely stick out in my mind. Yeah, I'd say if someone was looking in, we would be one big happy family, so to speak. Yeah, when you tour together, tours are roughly around 2 weeks. Some of them even span longer than that, and so you definitely get to know each other really well on and off court. So we're quite fortunate we have a good environment in both situations. When we come into Ferns, it's really concentrated. We'll train right up to a test match. Then we'll play, which then the next day often involves recovery and travel, followed by another test match. So when we're in camp, it's usually pretty busy and pretty full on. Yes, I am a creature of habit. My pre-match meal of crumpets or muffin splits with peanut butter and jam and banana. And then I like to have a cup of cereal with Simply apricot yogurt. And sometimes I top that off with a Barocca, so I am definitely a creature of habit. Oh, it's fantastic, and I think very few people in their lifetime get to be able to do a hobby, so to speak, full time. It's when you have to train and when you get to experience games, either at a national level or regional level, it's a really awesome feeling, so I definitely wouldn't want to change it for the world. I always think back to the very first time I walked into the stadium wearing our black tracksuit, and it's a feeling of amazement and pure satisfaction, and I hadn't even taken the court yet. And so when training gets tough, I always think back to those moments that give you the warm fuzzies and that really make you think that's why I do it. And we're lucky having such a fantastic domestic competition and national competition that those feelings, though few and far between, you often get them. I love pressure, and I think they are the moments that you train for, and it's a matter of just soaking it up and doing what you do best. So yeah, you learn to love it. You actually tend to forget, to be honest, and it's not till you might watch the replay on TV that you're like, oh gosh, I forgot I did that. But yeah, you definitely forget because you're so immersed in the moment and in the game and what's happening that you don't realise that there's a big crowd and that you're on TV. Oh, it's pretty good. It's just a fierce rivalry, and every time you take the court against them, you know you've got to bring your A game. So I'd have to say winning against the Aussies is definitely one of the best feelings out there. Delhi was incredible. For me, it just went neck and neck, and having to take the centre passes every time when it was drawn or we were one up or they were one up, you always thought, is this going to be it? So you had to dot the I's and cross the T's. It was just such an incredible game to finish off Commonwealth Games, and we knew, you get a feeling that it was going to come down to an error, not an intercept, and it did, and it was just amazing. Ruth Aiken, she selected me in her side in 2005 and really taught me what was involved in being in a semi-professional sport. Nolene Taurua, she picked me up as a little grasshopper in Magic when it was back in National Bank Cup, and has really helped me develop my game in both attack and defence, so she has been fantastic. Waimarama has been really influential, and I'd say Lynn Gudson as well. Her knowledge and experiences have been really beneficial for me in the Ferns. My favourite animal is sheep, and I have a flock of about 20 back on the farm at home. I love to try any new sport, and in my winter sport is snowboarding, and my summer sport now is surfing and windsurfing. My shoe size, well, I just heard last say that 9.5 was big for a lady's size, but I'm quite happy with my 9.5, so I'm in a US 9.5 woman's. Notebook. Oh no, maybe the robot arm. Yes, the robot arm. Other than that, no. Well, every time I go out for a test match or a game, my dad always texts me now, thanks to technology, hit hard and laugh. So whatever you do, hit hard and laugh.